Hey guys, how's it going? Carnage back here again today. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit different of a thing today. I'm going to be doing a movie review. And if I sound like I'm irritated or pissed off or annoyed, it's because I am. Um, in my opinion, today, these movies that they're coming out with are just complete and utter crap. And by movies, I'm talking about horror. I guess if you want to say disturbing, quote unquote scary. I mean, it's just getting really redundant and crap and just played over and over again with the movies that they're coming out with. The three movies that I'm doing a review for are Late Phases, Night of the Lone Wolf. I watched these in succession. I watched one on Friday, one on Saturday, and one today. And the first one I watched was Night of the Lone Wolf. This one I actually watched today, Amusement. And the third one, Scavenger Killers. I watched this one last night with my girlfriend. To me, in my opinion, these movies were just pretty god awful horrible. Now, some of these were definitely worse than others. In my opinion, Scavenger Killers this is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. That's really saying something because I've seen some real total crap out there. I mean, stuff that this movie was so bad, the acting, the plot, the special effects, that I literally was forced to finish this whole thing because there were many times where I just literally wanted to turn this off and just be done with it because it was just one ridiculous, stupid scene after the next. I'm gonna hold off on that. And then Amusement, like I said, I watched this one today. But what I'm going to start out with first is the one that I liked the most out of these three. Not that I liked it by any means, but this one had the best acting. It was not great at all. I guess it had somewhat of a plot, but there was no real storyline to it at all. I mean, a little bit. And it basically goes, there's this guy, what is his name? Ambrose. That's this guy right here. And he's like a war veteran, and he's blind. And he basically, his son right here, the one holding I think that's a gun. Yeah, holding the gun. He moves Ambrose into this retirement home. Okay, so it gets right to the action right away. On the very first night after he moves in, a werewolf attacks his elderly neighbor. You know, she gets mauled to death. The werewolf crashes through the wall and comes and is going to kill him, but his dog ends up, fending for his owner, and the werewolf takes off after he sees the guy has a gun, which is another retarded part because this guy is blind, okay, and he's basically just doing all this shit that it's just completely unbelievable, the kind of stuff he's doing as a blind man. Now, I understand, I'm not putting anything against people that are blind. I know that they're capable of doing a lot of things. But if you watch this movie and see the amount of stuff that he does, it's just completely improbable that he could do all this while he's blind, and it's werewolves. So anyways, then he basically, he wants revenge for his dog, for the werewolf killing him. He starts like training and all this stuff to get back at the werewolf because he figures somehow he knows that it's going to be 1 month away because of the full moon that the werewolf's going to come back and come after him. And it's just, oh my god, there's no likable characters at all whatsoever in this movie. Ambrose, this guy right here, the guy that plays his son, I know he's the kid that played in the one Vegas Vacation movie with Chevy Chase. So he actually wasn't too bad at acting. His acting wasn't that bad. I would have rather had him than this Ambrose guy because he was just so forgetful as an actor. It was just pretty horrible. It was just, the werewolf scene at the end where there's all these werewolves and they're attacking him. You know, the special effects I thought were just crap. I mean, compared to other werewolf movies, I just didn't dig it at all. So this one was the one I liked the most out of the three, but if I honestly had to give it a 1 out of 10, 1 being absolute horrid, 10 being fantastic, I would probably give it a 4. That's my opinion. I just, yeah, not good. Okay, and for the next one, that was my second least favorite, Amusement. Probably the main reason why I was so disappointed with this is because I heard a lot of good things about this from people, especially on YouTube. Just kind of seeing reviews about people, what they thought about it, and a lot of people liked it, and that's why I'm blown away, because this movie, this is my opinion, but was just absolute crap. I mean, okay, this clown thing or whatever that was in this house when this girl was in here, yeah, okay, that was kind of creepy, but there's absolutely nothing to me scary about these movies whatsoever. And it's so hard to actually explain this movie because it just really makes absolutely no sense. It's basically a killer that gets these 3 girls all to come to his torture house, I guess. And it doesn't even really explain why he's after these girls. It basically says the fact is he likes to scare people so bad or make people laugh. And it just makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, you know, the back and the front makes it seem like it's going to be a pretty creepy movie and all that. And you know, it has really beautiful women in it, and that's about all it has going for it. The rest of it is just absolute crap. I mean, I really can't explain it better than that. That's the acting's horrible, the special effects, the storyline, the plot, just completely forgettable actors once again. You know, so if you plan on wanting to watch this, in my opinion, I would not recommend it at all. I give this a 3 out of 10. And last but not least, the absolute crap of the bunch, Scavenger Killers. Oh my God, this movie is so bad. I mean, it is so over the top. I would actually have to rank this on par with Trolls 2. That's how bad this movie is. The acting is actually probably worse than Trolls 2. I don't know if that's exact. If they were going for it, then they hit the nail on the head. If that's what they were going for, just over the top crap. That is what this movie was. Basically the plot is there's a judge and a lawyer, and they're serial killers. They have this list of certain people that they want to kill, and that's basically all the movie is. The judge is probably one of the most annoying people on the face of this earth. Not actor, people. And that's this guy right here, cutting the guy's throat. The only thing that this movie had going for it at all was this girl right here. She was hot as hell. I don't know who she was, but I'm guessing Rachel Robbins is the name of the girl, but that was about it. The CGI was just completely ridiculous. That's all it was. The entire movie was CGI. They didn't actually try and put any effort at all into this movie as far as making, you know, anything up. They just used all CGI. Oh my God. It was, me and my girlfriend watched this last night, and she was just like, what the hell did we just watch? And I honestly felt bad for her sitting there watching this with me. Like, you know, I don't think anybody should sit through and have to watch this crap. This movie should not exist. It is just one of the worst things to ever be released on DVD. Yeah, I mean, look at the back. Bonnie and Clyde are reinvented in Scavenger Killers. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And then there's this this agent guy, and what he does to try and figure out what the serial killers are going to do next, or I guess predict what they're going to do. He rubs this obese, huge, fat black chick she's sitting in a chair, and he's rubbing her boobs, and he's putting his finger in her mouth to predict who they're gonna kill next, the serial killers. And I'm just sitting there watching this, going like, they cannot be serious. This cannot be a real attempt at having a serious serial killer horror movie. I give if I could, I do I give this a -10. This is one of the worst pieces of film I have ever seen in my entire life. Avoid this like the plague, guys. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm not gonna give this thing any more of my life. I would not recommend this to anybody at all to watch this. I'm actually returning this tomorrow. I'm returning all 3 of these to Amazon. Even if they only give me a partial reimbursement, I'm still fine with that. And it's not even just these 3 movies. It seems to be just a trend now that people that are making horror movies, and this is going to be kind of a rant, guys, because I have to say this, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to agree with me out there, that people are simply just not trying to come up with their own ideas at all anymore. And I understand that pretty much everything that could be made has already been made or is being made already. So it's really hard to come up with new ideas, especially for horror movies, because there's only so much you can really do. Now, I understand that, but if that's the case, just stop coming out with this crap and just shoveling out there attempting to get money. I get that's what these people are doing now. They're just simply putting these movies out so they can possibly strike gold, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre did, or the Blair Witch Project, which were all very low budget movies, but they made killings off of because they're originals. They were like the first of their kinds. Texas Chainsaw Massacre being the crazy serial killer family, and the Blair Witch Project being one of the very first found footage films. Many will argue that it is the original found footage film. But the films that people are coming out with today, there's no originality to them. There's not good plots. There's not a good storyline. There's no development in the characters. It's just throwing all this shit together, shit after shitty scene, trying to scare people, and just crap over and over again. And I'm just so fed up with it. I'm so tired of all the remakes that they've made and they're making, and it's just over and over again. I just can't stand it anymore. And then they came out with Sinister 2, and it's like my girlfriend wants to go see that, and I already know what it's going to be. It's going to probably be exactly like the first one, which it wasn't entirely all that bad. I forget the guy's name, the guy, the white guy that was in Training Day. I forget his name. He's a pretty good actor, so that made the movie worth watching. But it's just like to the point where I literally do not go to the movies anymore and watch horror movies. I rather just wait for them to be released on Netflix, or I can rent them at Redbox. So that's it, guys. I'm not gonna go any longer. I'm almost at 15 minutes, but please let me know what you guys think, if you've seen any 3 of those movies, and what your opinion is on what I said. If you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, that's totally fine. I'd like to hear everybody's input on it. So, yeah, to all my subscribers and friends out there, I hope you guys are all doing well, and everyone enjoyed their weekend. Take care.